What specific factors do you think led to General Lee choosing to continue the battle into the third day when it was obvious that other officers like Longstreet, if you believe the movies, that the charge had little chance to succeed?
There's no question that Longstreet disagreed with what Lee was going to do. I think we should take Lee at his word. Lee wrote a letter to his wife, and he wrote a letter to Jefferson Davis in July of 1863, in the immediate aftermath of the battle. And in both of those letters, he said he asked too much of his men. And I think that's the answer. I think he knew that his subordinates were letting him down. He was disappointed in Ewell, who wasn't as aggressive as he wanted him to be. A.P. Hill sort of disappeared we don't even know where he was for part of the battle. Longstreet is clearly not himself. Jeb Stuart doesn't even get there until the second. All of these men who were his principal subordinates were letting him down. And I think in the end, Lee said, I'm going to let my infantry take care of this. And the reason he did that is because his infantry had taken care of everything down to that point. And I think what was probably most in his mind was precisely 2 months before, exactly 2 months before, on May 3rd, 1863, at Chancellorsville, his army was divided into two pieces. And in very hard fighting on the morning of May 3rd, those two pieces fought their way together against larger numbers of Union forces, and they came together in a clearing in the Battle of Chancellorsville, and Lee rode into the midst of that scene at the moment of victory, and there was this enormous outpouring of emotion on the part of his men. I think they looked at him, thought, we can do anything the old man asked us to do. He looked at them and thought, they will do anything I ask. There's no way they should have won this fight. They can do anything I ask them to do. I think if you want to understand July 3rd at Gettysburg, you have to understand May 3rd at Chancellorsville. And it's an army. His infantry had never let him down, and I think he simply asked too much of them, as he admitted. It was his fault. He asked too much of them. It didn't work. And he said afterward, if I'd known what was going to happen, of course I wouldn't have ordered the assault on July 3rd. I'm not an idiot.
Right. And I have a question here from Avi. I'm going to combine two questions here from Avi.
Okay.
So one is, how close did the Confederates come to winning Gettysburg? And then if the Union Army had lost at Gettysburg, would the North had accepted or sued for peace out of war fatigue?
Yeah. The second one's easy. Absolutely not. If the Army of the Potomac had been defeated at Gettysburg, Meade would have retreated to another line, maybe the Pipe Creek line that he talked about in between Gettysburg and Washington. Lee had no plan to capture Washington. The defenses of Washington were incredibly strong, so he wasn't going to capture Washington. The movie says he's going to do that. That's ludicrous. He didn't have that in mind at all. Did they come close to winning? The first day at Gettysburg is one of the great tactical victories in the history of the Army of Northern Virginia, a shattering success for the Confederates on the first day. The second day, mismanaged, uncoordinated Confederate assaults got all the way up into Union guns on Cemetery Hill, 2/3 of the way up Little Round Top, 2/3 of the way up Culp's Hill. And I think, and one Confederate brigade got all the way up to the high water mark of Pickett's charge on July 3rd, Ambrose Wright's Georgians. I think Lee had a sense that it was a very close thing, and with no coordination, maybe if there is coordination, it'll work. I think that's what he had. I mean, the first day a great success, the second day a very frustrating kind of series of might have beens, and then the third day not close. I mean, the third day.
Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brother.